What's happening, y'all? What's going on? We are back, man. We are back. We are back. We're back. Um, there's a lot going on today. Already starting off with the bullshit. I just like went ahead and anyway. I don't even want to talk about it. Let's see. Hold on real quick. Um, I'm doing. I'm trying to. Anyway. Hold I'll just be right. I'll be right back. And we back. My bad, y'all. Just text and whatever, just whatever stuff going on. So, you already know what we got going on today, man. Um, Actually, y'all don't know what we got going on today. So today, I am going to. It's a few things going on. So one, I have a client who is looking to move forward with the web design agency. So he wants to, he's ready for us to build his site, right? And he's basically just waiting on me to, give him the thumb, or he's basically just waiting on me to, because I talked to him yesterday, and like I said, he just said he's ready to move forward, and he just wants to know when he should pay the invoice and all that. So he's ready to move forward. That's good. I got another client who wants us to build him another website. So I got to follow up with both of them today. So I probably will make that the first thing I do today. Following up with both of them, since that is, it's a revenue generating activity. All right. So that's kind of the first thing. Uh, Outside of that, um, the yes, that's for the web design agency. Sports agency, we need to just we need to post some content right on social media. Simple as that. Um, and then training neurons. We're not gonna do much on that today for the AI startup training neurons. Um, well, I say we're not gonna do too much. I'm gonna follow up with a few prospects. So I'm gonna follow up with some prospects on LinkedIn. I also will follow up, call a few prospects as well. But it's gonna be basically just some follow up there. Um, that's gonna be kind of the focus for that. And then I also will schedule a networking event over. I'll schedule a networking event with where I think a VC is going to be a VC that I know. So I need to set that up. That's really the key. Um, because with Trinity Neurons, what's happening is the way I see it. Just to put it plainly, right? Nobody, people like the people that we're trying to do business with, that we're trying to cut a deal with, they don't want to listen to the black guy straight up, like, right? Black guy trying to close a deal with me, like they don't want to listen to somebody or do business with somebody who looks like me. Let's just call a spade a spade. Um, I think that in some ways, not in some way, I mean in every way, right? Like they don't trust me. They don't think I'm capable of doing what I say I can do, and they don't believe in our product before they even get a chance to test it. Again, someone who looks like me is not supposed to be able to do what we are doing, right? Um, so we got to get somebody, and Victor and I talked about this, but um, I know of a few people that this could be, but we have to get somebody who looks like them, right? It's sad to say, but it's just the truth. I gotta get somebody white who is, you know, um, who's in a position of like power. So like either a VC, right, who like owns or is partner at a firm, right? I know one person like that, or at least an angel investor who has uh, experience exiting like building and scaling companies and exiting companies. I also know somebody like that, right? So haven't talked to either one of these people in a minute, but um, haven't had a reason to, right? So there's that. But I do want um, to to it should be one of those people, right? Period. That we end up basically one of those people probably need to be the face of the company really when it comes to trying to close a deal with the the companies that we're trying to partner with. This person I'm talking about needs to be kind of at they need to be basically front and center when it comes to closing those deals. Not myself, right? I can help target the companies we want to partner with. I can, I guess, be in on those conversations or what have you. But the angel investor or VC who has had a lot of success in business, like I said, started, scaled and exited different startups and things like that. Um, in other words, sold startups and whatnot. When that person who also happens to look like them, right, calls them or gets on a Zoom call with them or whatever, they're much more likely to listen to that person, right? They're much more likely to listen to that person. It's as simple as that. So even if that person hadn't built and scaled the company or whatever, exited different companies, just for the simple fact that they're white, they would be more willing to listen to them than they are to listen to me, right? I've taught people younger than me who who have basically echoed that same thing, right? This isn't a rocket science or anything that like most people can't like most people don't understand. Like even people who are again much younger than me and you know are white, right? Like they have told me they're like Miles. I mean, you're gonna have to get somebody. You're gonna have to get somebody white to be on like the leadership team. Like they've told me this. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah. So I'm dragging it. I'm not really dragging it, but I think y'all get the point now of what I'm saying. So that's what we gotta make happen. But first and foremost, I will let me go ahead and follow up with the two clients who want us to build a website for them. I'll share my screen. Let me pull this up. Let me pull what I need to pull up first, though. Hold on. Do, 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 do. What is it saying? Oh, I forgot about that. So let me share my screen. So this is one of my developers. Like I said, sometimes I use developer from overseas. Sometimes I work with my developer over in Dallas. But he's asking me, okay, he's saying, okay, is the domain hosting ready? And I say, what domain hosting do you prefer we use, right? And he said this 11 days ago. And then this is one of my designers that I use. So he just designs the UI UX, right, of sites that we build. He's done it before for us a few times actually. So he has asked me to send him, or if he can send a custom offer for this project, right, of designing a website. Again, just simply the UI UX, what it's going to look like. Um, what he said it's going to be? Oh yeah, he said $25. Okay. What's Hostinger? What the hell? Never heard no Hostinger. Here we go. Okay. So since he oversees, I don't know about no Hostinger. Why Hostinger over Bluehost slash GoDaddy? Or what's the other one? SiteGround. Why we never heard of Hostinger? SiteGround, right? That's what it's called. That's what one of my clients uses, is SiteGround. Yeah. Eleven 37 p.m. for him. Where he is. Oh, he over in Bangladesh. What did he quote me again? Quoted me. I can't talk to him. Like $200 for one of these projects. Um, yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Uh, so GoDaddy is the worst. I mean, I guess he would know. I'm not gonna argue with him. I'm just trying to figure out why Hostinger. You plan to use WordPress, right? So I trust. I trust. I cannot talk today, bro. What the fuck's going on? I trust this developer. He's built a few websites for me before. Um, but at the same time, I ain't heard of Hostinger before. I don't know about no Hostinger. Bluehost, I feel like it's still is one of the is like the standard still for um, website hosting. They're like partnered with WordPress. Why are you talking about Hostinger? says SiteGround, um, then Hostinger, and then I guess Bluehost. Hostinger, whatever. So okay, I'll just recommend that the client gets SiteGround. Um, all right, so I'm telling him, y'all saw, I just let him know he can go ahead and send the customer offer. Oh, hold on, yeah. So I just let my developer know he can go ahead and send me the customer offer, right? So he'll, um, send me a custom offer for $200. I think he said a week. What did he say? I guess he didn't give me a time frame. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, $200. And he says he can do it in 7 days a week. All right. So I'm just letting him know he can go ahead and send me that offer. And then my designer, um, he quoted me $25, which it seems a little off. Um, but I'm not gonna argue with the cheap quote, to be honest. And he says $25 for 3 days. All right. So 3 days for 7 days means we should get this site done in just 10 days. Um, but um, yeah, and we should get done in 10 days for $225, basically. Um, and he's asking if he can send me a custom offer for what we talked about, and then $25 in three days. Matter of fact, I'll just ask him, do you understand the ask or the project? Oh, you're lagging like crazy, huh? You understand the projects. crazy, man. Da, 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 da. You understand the project. So yeah, once he responds, um, then we'll just take it from there. Let me follow up with real quick. I'm gonna stop sharing for just a second while I follow up with one of the clients I'm talking about. Right. I'm gonna see what he wants to do. We're gonna see what he wants to do, man. I don't know if I should call him now or call him later, cause but I try to live by the expression, right? Never put off for later what you never put off for tomorrow, or never put off for later what you have time to do now. I try to live by that. Right? If I have time now, then do it now, bro. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead All right, so I just text one of the clients, and I'll call the other one real quick. Uh, the texting seems to work better with one, and calling seems to work better with the other one. That's why I'm thinking about it that way. I don't feel like talking, but this is business, so I gotta get over that. I gotta feel like talking. I just don't really feel like talking today, but it is what it is, man. Calling the client now.
What's up, brother?
Nothing much, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. What you got for me? I
Cool.
saw I missed your call yesterday. So sorry about that. Just been busy, man.
Yeah, I already know. I
Yeah,
already know.
yeah.
I was hitting you because I'm ready to get moving on the sports agency site, getting it updated and all that good stuff. So I wanted to
Okay.
see when's the time frame that you think that you could start on that project.
Yeah. So I guess so. The first thing we could do, so I could start on it probably within the next couple of weeks. I mean, we can start on it like sooner, but it'd probably take a few weeks for us to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you So could you just tell me a little bit, bro, about like what it is you want to do um, with the site,
Okay.
like kind of what you're thinking?
Um, Really, I need to get it updated, swap out you know, my one of the partners that's on there now,
Okay.
Christian. Take him off. Probably swap the pictures. I got an updated headshot that I will use.
Okay.
Julius. I don't know this guy. You know, he just refuses to get a headshot. So, um, and then
What? Okay.
my other partner, I got a different Chris Williams that we're gonna add. Um, and then I'm waiting for these guys to like give me a template that they like for the agency. Um,
Okay. For the site? Or,
yeah, for the site, like a template to follow. I don't know, what's wrong with this one. I feel like it's simple, clean, um, but
okay.
whatever. So,
Okay.
but this is you know what I mean. Just in the time that I've been working with my partner Julius, um,
Hmm. Okay.
sometimes it's just he just won't take the initiative. You know what I'm saying? And then when I do something, oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. You know what I'm saying? You want to react to people.
Oh man, that's definitely the word. I know. I know how that works. Oh, George, you broke up for a second. Uh, okay, George, you there?
Yeah, sorry about that, bro. Sometimes my phone does this thing where it like cuts off and then like this SOS pops up on the screen like at the top. I don't know why it does it,
Oh, it's all good.
but yeah. So I mean, obviously you can get as fancy as you like to get with a website, but we just don't. You know, it's like most agencies. If you go to agency sites, especially like boutiques or like small shops, like where it's like one or two guys, like they have very simple sites. Um, they may not have like they may not even have like a motion video on there. It may just be still. May have a couple images, maybe not, but it's very simple. They're
Right.
not designed to like, oh, we need to, once we get the traffic here, we need to keep them on the site. Like, that's not the purpose of like a site for a sports agent.
Yeah,
You know what I
because
mean?
it's not
So,
e-commerce site. It's not like
yeah,
you're selling
exactly,
products. Yeah.
exactly. So, for that reason, I thought that something simple and clean was good. I really felt like this site was okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For what we needed it for. But obviously, I do at least need to take Christian off of there and put Chris Williams. But I mean, what do you think about it? Does anything pop out at you as like, oh, this looks bad, or you know, um, I don't know.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, bro. I'm
Okay.
getting it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Marie, I don't have time to talk.
Okay, no worries.
Did you hear me?
Mhm.
Okay, I don't have time to talk. I saw your text.
Okay, no worries.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that, bro. So, looking at the site now, um, I mean, especially just like based on what we just discussed, right? I don't really see anything necessarily wrong with it. You know, especially when you say that the site should be pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Um,
Yeah.
I kind of understood it that way as well. So I don't see, I don't see anything wrong with it. What is like? What does your partner see wrong with it? What issue does he have with the site?
That's the frustrating part. You know
Like,
what I'm saying?
that's the problem, right?
It's like
Yeah.
he's not gonna write anything down. And I know you're probably asking yourself, why are you partnering with this guy? Right? I
Yeah.
ask myself the same thing sometimes. I have I don't know, man. I got this uh loyalty bug that can be to my detriment. But in our operating agreement, I'm going to make sure that I have my ways out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it ever gets to a point where I'm not dealing with this dude anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
But
got to do what's best for you, bro. I mean, I
yeah,
think, like you said, in the operating agreement, you got to do what you got to do, what you feel like is best. So, um, yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense for sure.
So, but yeah, man, it's like he'll get on the phone and I could probably call him and get him to talk about what he wants to see different, but get him to write something down. You know, he's for this type of thing. He's I don't know. Maybe it would be different now this time because I just recently told him I would be making these changes to the site. Told him that a few days ago.
Right.
So we'll see what he comes back with, but other than that, he's just going to deal with it. So
Yeah.
I'm like you. I don't really see anything wrong with the site. Swapping Chris out.
Yeah.
So
Um. So. Okay. I mean, so do you want? I know you said swapping Chris out.
Swap
for
Chris out, change my picture.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. I don't even know if I want to start adding clients to the page. Like we could just to show that like we're adding guys. Like if we sign like 3 guys, then I would say yeah, okay, let's put their pictures up. But until then, I don't know if I would want to just put one guy up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I think that makes sense too. I mean, you want to have a few guys, not just one, because if you put one up there, it looks like you're new to the business or what have you. So yeah, I think that makes sense. You want to have multiple.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, swap. So change your picture, swap, put Chris on there in exchange for Christian, right? Um, and then that's it, right? Or do you wanna build the whole do you wanna rebuild the whole site, or you just wanna make those changes? Or you
I don't think we need to rebuild the whole site.
Okay.
I think that the format is good on mobile and desktop.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to change some words around, then that's cool. You know what I mean? But I think the format is good.
Okay. Because I'm looking at it on my phone right now. I'm gonna go to desktop real quick.
Yeah.
Check it out. Let me see. Yeah, then, okay, so yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I think the contacts and okay, so for contact, you just have your email. So you got the info@leapmanagement.com.
Yeah.
Um, and then okay, because I thought it was going to the same section, but it's going to like the email part. Um, and then the other thing I see here, we want to update the copyright at the bottom. It's saying 2023. So that's it's minor change. We can do that.
Yeah.
And then the client section. So you already have that set up on the back end in terms of the
No. No,
no.
no, no. That's all facade.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So
Sometimes
yeah,
that's fine.
that
Sometimes you gotta do
that
that.
doesn't yeah that doesn't turn anything. It just supposed to
Yep.
look good.
Yep. Yep. I got you. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's no
look,
problem.
make it till you make it.
Yeah. That's what you gotta do sometimes, bro. It's all good.
Yeah.
That's what's necessary.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, I mean that's cool. So yeah, we can make these changes. Straightforward. Um, you know, it won't take much time at all. To make those minor changes, and
Okay.
we can take it from there. Um, and then like you said, if your partner got an issue with it, then that's it's like he got it right. So he got to put pen to paper then, right? So,
Yeah. Exactly.
but okay. Okay, and did you have the same login? So is it through SiteGround? You're hosting, and is it still through
Um.
SiteGround or is it different provider?
No, this is different. This is I gotta find it. This is it's like GoDaddy hosts the sites, right? Not just sells them. They host them too. Huh?
Yeah, yeah, they're hosting provider. Yep.
Yeah. So I think everything is through GoDaddy here. Um.
Okay.
And then I'll need to set up emails as well, email addresses, and do that whole thing. Cause I had them, and then it lapsed. I think they gave me mine for free for like a year.
Okay.
So I need to get those back active.
Okay. Um. Well, yeah. I mean,
And then I guess we need 4 emails, so one for each of us, and then like a info at least.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you want to have like George at Leap, and then Chris at Leap, and all that.
Yeah.
Um. So y'all do y'all just have info right now? You're just
I don't even have info right now.
Oh, okay, okay. But you want to
Yeah.
get those emails through.
Yeah, I want to get info. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, bro. Once if you want to just send over the
Credentials and all that.
yeah, and we just last time.
Okay. Sounds good, bro.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
bro. Everything else good?
Yeah, everything's smooth, man. Everything's smooth. You got started with Gerald on his site. I know he mentioned it to me. That he was
Yeah,
talking to you about it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I talked to him briefly yesterday, and you know, I'm actually gonna. I need to talk to him again today, so we can kind of like get all our ducks in a row, finalize everything. But yeah, we're about to get started on his site as well. So
Dope,
yep. So that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
dope.
Yes,
You
sir.
gonna be working on like some traffic stuff for him as well, like on social.
I don't know. So right now, it's just the site.
Okay.
Him and I, we haven't really talked about, kind of working on traffic, driving traffic to, to the site through social. Um, but you know, that may be something we do in the future. Right now, he seems to just be focused on just the site.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
But all right, bro.
Sounds good, bro. But yeah, I'll get all that over to you. Should text me your email just so I got it like readily available. Cause I don't think I saved it in your profile. Did I?
Okay. Yeah,
Oh
I'll
wait,
text you.
it's a send.io.
Yep, I'll send you. I got another one. I'll send that one to you.
Okay.
I'll send it to you right now. So you can have it. Yeah. Cool, bro. Once I get that, we'll take it from there.
Okay, that's the bet, bro.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you. All right, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah.
Peace. Um, let's see. So we'll do that. And let me call. Yeah, he said between now. Let me go ahead and call Gerald and let's see what we. Nothing much, bro. What you got going on?
Man, sitting here trying to edit up some clips. What you got going?
Man, just working, man. You know, just talk to George too. So we got to get some work done on his side as well.
Alright.
So that's what we got. Give me 1 second, bro. I'm trying to pull this up. Pull this document. Put him on mute. Where did I send him this from again? I sent it through I think I need to log into Stripe. Where's Stripe? I should have pulled it up before I got on the phone with him, but let me pull this up real quick. Invoices. All right, bro, I'm back. So yeah, I had a chance to, I know we talked briefly yesterday. I had a chance to talk to my developer yesterday. So couple of things. Um, we right now are trying to. He's kind of heads down, trying to wrap up, um, a site for a different client. Um, so we're gonna get started on yours. It's just gonna take a few days before we can get started on it. Um, and then let me see. I'm trying to just bring up my notes from our conversation. Do you already have, Joe? I meant to ask you this yesterday. Do you already have hosting set up? Do you have a hosting provider?
Like AWS?
Well, like SiteGround or Bluehost. And do you have like your domain hosting already or no?
Yeah, I have that.
Okay, cool.
I have to find out because we were using Bluehost for a while. Let
Okay.
me find out where it is, but I do have the domain.
Okay, you do. Okay, cool. Um, and then the invoice I sent you, I think it's I don't know if is it still active. Sometimes they expire after like a week.
It does say due in the sheet, pay this invoice.
Or is it still? Because sometimes they, like I said, they expire.
Yeah, no, this one's still active.
Okay, it's still active. Okay, cool. So yeah, bro. Once you, I'm reviewing it. What I sent you before. Right now too. And this one. Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, uh once we get that taken care of, the invoice, we go ahead and get started. Today's Wednesday, 29th. Uh, we can get started basically this time next week.
Okay.
So on the, I believe that's the 6th. Um, and yeah, bro, and then we just, we take it from there.
Okay. That works for me. There's no rush on the start. I mean, I think next week works fine. It's Wednesday, November 6th. Start. I'll go ahead and send out payment. Okay. Is there any additional like paperwork or anything? Do you use any like contracts or anything like that? Does this kind of serve as it, or kind of how do you do that?
So we do sometimes, but I typically use contracts when we're in a um ongoing like relationship. Like if you're paying a recurring fee, so if we're charging a recurring monthly fee, is when I use a contract. Otherwise, it's not really necessary for us.
All right. Because what we see on the invoice is kind of pretty much straightforward. Kind of serves as what you're doing.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. I think next Wednesday would be good. As far as like the wireframes and everything, kind of what we sent, should I kind of revamp that a little bit over the next couple of days just to kind of make sure it's clear as far as what how we're seeing it, or kind of what do you think there?
Yeah. I mean, based on the wireframe you gave me, and that we went through a couple weeks ago. Um, you know, the way as I understand it, I think I have a pretty clear understanding of what we want to do. If it's like if it's more involved, then we probably have to revisit the invoice.
Yeah,
Um,
no, more involved. I think the same thing we talked about. I just didn't know if I needed to send over something a little bit more detailed or anything like that.
if you want to, that would be helpful though. I mean, um, when you say more detailed though, what do you mean? What are
I
you
think
thinking?
just trying to make it easy as possible on your end, just so I think the one that I sent you was kind of just like something that was mapped out from. Hold on, let me go back just to make sure. I'm just saying it right now.
Okay.
Text it to you. Yeah. So the one I sent you was kind of just a very basic wireframe.
Yep.
I would look at maybe like
Let me pull it up on my answer.
yeah. I would say more so like positioning, where you see the search for player. Probably would want that more centered than at the top, because it would just be like a empty space below. Or again, I'm not sure. Maybe that might be something that we kind of, because I know we were kind of tossing around ideas. So I think just coming together on what exactly each frame looks like, not adding to, but just like again, the size like of the window of the player, of the video player, the preview in the second frame. I think when we discussed it, I like George's website how the video was large and it was like very like much clearer and present. Does that need to be put in a different way? Can the buttons overlap over the video? Just kind of again more stylistic stuff as opposed to functionality.
Okay. What we can do, honest. So what we could do, bro, is I can, uh, because it sounds like just listening to you, it sounds like you want to iron out the design, right? So the UI UX, which is understandable, kind of iron out the design before we move forward. What So we can do that on our end. I would have to bring in my designer for that. Um, that's not usually something we do, but I would have to kind of consult with them to have them draft essentially like a mock-up version of your wireframe, and then we'd send that to you, and seek your approval for that. And then of course once you approve that, then we would move forward. If we could do something, we could do that, if that works for you. That's just something that we have to revisit the invoice a little bit. It wouldn't change much from where it is now, but we would revisit that.
Yeah, so what do you think is like typical if with the invoice that we have right now?
Mm-hmm.
What would you think, just kind of as it's showing on here, is kind of how you mapped it out? Just like,
Mm-hmm.
what are you thinking?
Yeah. So as we've mapped it out now, um, like we've done the project discovery is essentially what we've kind of done already. The UI UX design, that's kind of based on, now it would not look like what you have drawn up. Like we can, it would be a lot more uh, enhanced. We would enhance it from the wireframe you've already done. But based on what you've shared so far, it's kind of what we've quoted now. Um, and I'm just again reading through front end, back end, database setup. So yeah, it essentially what I'm saying is like the UI UX design. I would have to account for us going in and creating that, like almost like an initial version, like UI UX design before the UI UX design, so to speak. So then that's where that would come in.
What you have here, what's different? I guess I'm asking because you had a UI UX design, 3 screens on the invoice. I think within what you have here for the 3 screens that you all could accomplish that. And again, maybe it's not worth changing it all around. Like, I'm not trying to be difficult or anything. I just want
No,
it
I
to look
get you,
nice
bro.
and presentable. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get you. I get you.
So if that falls within what you have already here, I just didn't know because again, when I sent the wireframe, it was just to kind of give you an idea for our conversation. It wasn't to be like, okay, this is the final. You know what I'm saying? It is the functionality again is there, but this is just from me telling ChatGPT that I want to send you a wireframe. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought within your UI UX design that you had here that we could just get it accomplished with where you're gonna put the search button. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it needs to be like something like very drawn out or you have to go and get a whole other team. I just wanted to make sure we were just like on the same page about like alignment for the things that we have already on here.
Yeah, yeah. So we're aligned already. I think. Like, so of course the design wouldn't look like what you have marked up here.
Right.
It would be again like more, what's the word? More enhanced.
Right.
We would design it and make it more detailed.
Right.
But like you said, when you shared this with me before, like this gave me an idea of what we wanted to do, and we
Right.
hadn't designed anything just yet.
Right.
So I think and from my vantage point, we're on the same page currently.
Okay.
It's just when you mentioned like you know wanted to kind of change up the design or going back and like changing the design of what you've already sent. That's why I was like, okay, well, you know, what all do we want to do or what all do we want to change, so to speak? Is that
Yeah.
making sense or no? I
No,
guess
it
what I'm
makes
saying is like if we want to change the wireframe, like if there are major changes to that, then that's when then we probably revisit.
Yeah, no, no, and I don't want to change the again like the functionality of it, but the design we had really talked about. I mean, we talked about it, but there wasn't any kind of visual for the design other than this very basic thing that was sent over as like an example. So
Okay.
if you want to
Yeah.
send something over, once you take the example and you put it together as far as like a design, then
Hmm.
that would be good. But I didn't know if we had to have a discussion on that, or is that just something you're going to take what you have here and then kind of say, okay, we got an idea, we can go from here and design it up, which it sounds like that's kind of what you all do.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess and that's my bad. I guess I didn't go through kind of how we go from wireframe to design to
Right.
development. So basically, based on what you shared with us with the wireframe, what we do is we go back, we take the wireframe,
Mm-hmm.
and then we come up with the UI UX, so the actual design of those screens, right? The
Yeah.
wireframe is just meant to you know, like you and I've talked about, give an idea of how the site is going to function, like what are the necessary elements of the design. But
Right.
we take that wireframe and then we create, as I mentioned, a more enhanced design, high fidelity design, so to speak, is a better way to
Yeah.
put it.
Yeah.
And then once we have that, we seek your approval for that design.
Perfect.
Once you approve the design is when we start development, right?
Perfect.
So that's in a nutshell kind of how our process works at a high level.
Let's do it.
Cool, cool, cool. All right, bro. Well, yeah. Once we get that, we'll we'll go ahead and start the work.
Nice. And you said by Wednesday, I'll go ahead and I'll make the payment, and then I look forward to getting rolling, man. Let's make it happen. Excited.
Let's do it, bro. I'm excited.
All
I'm
right.
excited. All right, bro.
Okay. All right. Talk to you soon.
All right, man. Peace. There you go. There you go, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get rolling on it. Um, and yeah, I was going to update the invoice, but it's not necessary. What the invoice I gave him, or the invoice I sent him, it's already, um, how do I say? The invoice I sent him, it's already based on the quote that I got back from my developer and designer, right? Like we're looking at just over $200 to design and develop the site, right? And we're quoting what, five, almost six times that, right? So we'll make a few dollars, and then everything will be good. They'll be happy. I'm not trying to nickel and dime them for uh, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not in the business of doing that. We ain't finna nickel and dime anybody. Um, and then we'll just take it from there. Um, That's what I was about to say. Yeah, I'll stop sharing my screen for a second. Um, so yeah, we got both. We got that out the way, man, for both, both clients. We went ahead and got that out the way. The other thing I want to do today, man, is shit. I've talked about this before, man, but shit ain't really going my way from a business perspective. It kind of looks like it right now because we got two projects we're about to work on, you know, at the same time. So it kind of seems like business going okay, but it's not, bro. It's not. Um, we uh, it's not going well enough for me to be running any of these businesses full time. Not even close right now. Like it's not bringing in a full time steady income. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and start looking for a job again. I'm back in the job market. So I'm about to update my LinkedIn, um, update like my Upwork profile, which is like my as like a as a contractor, right? Um, and might be able to get a gig through Upwork. Um, I've done that before. Um, but yeah, man, we need a steady income again. We need a steady, like regular income. You know, getting paid every 2 weeks or every or semi-monthly, whatever. We need that coming in, so we can do the other things that we want to do. If that makes sense, man. I've realized, man, it's like I'm doing a lot of cool stuff. We're doing a lot of cool stuff, a lot of things that have high earning potential, and we're getting paid for projects here and there, but it's not steady. Like that is what it is. So, or that's what it's not, right? So, I hate it. I've tried my best this whole year to not have to go back to the 9 to 5 coaching, but it looks like we have to go back to the 9 to 5 coaching. We gotta go back to that, man. So, that's what I'm planning to do for the next couple hours before I have to go pick this girl up. Um, One of my friends, she going through it, and she needed me to pick her up. She needed me to pick her up, man, in a couple hours. But until then, I'm about to be updating my LinkedIn and, like I said, Upwork, all that, applying for jobs, things like that, um, for the next couple hours, and then, I said I'll pick her up. I will. I guess I can go ahead and follow up with a couple of prospects on for training neurons real quick. So I'll share my screen and do that. And then, like I said, the next hour and a half, I'll spend an hour and a half updating my LinkedIn and all that stuff, so we can apply for some jobs. It's kind of crazy now that this is even what we got going on. Um, should I be looking to see when this payment gets made? I should have quoted my. I'm not quoted. I should have negotiated my developer down on the cost of the site. He charged me $200. I probably could have got him to develop this for like $100. I was, I was just bullshit. We bushing. One of the things I'm gonna do too though is I need to talk to Rebecca again. I need to talk to somebody who is better at marketing than I am. I feel like I got a pretty good grasp of what the fuck we got going on, but um and what we need to do. But Rebecca understands marketing more than I do. That's the one thing about having friends that are experts in certain fields and industries. Um, I don't even know what I consider myself being an expert in these days, but I got a lot of experience in software development, products, sales, and marketing. Those are kind of my four areas. Kind of got experience all four. But most recently it's been sales and marketing. So, but she again is on another level, right? She understands marketing better than I do. I need her to help me figure out. I know I'm chatting right now, but it's sometimes necessary. I need her to help me figure out how to get steady leads for this website agency, this website development agency, right? If I could get steady leads for my web dev agency, I would be good. Like we'd be straight, bro. Like I wouldn't have nothing to worry about. We'd be so good it wouldn't make no sense. We'd be cool. Um, right. I know y'all saw the quote that we had on the screen for this client. Gerald I was just talking to. But I gave him a massive discount. Anybody else, I would charge 2-3 times that. You know what I mean? Um, and that's just what it is. Um, so think of, I mean, bro, if we could build a site for, I'm just gonna say three bands, right? If we could get a client to pay us 3 bands to build a site, and it only cost us $200-300, you know what I'm saying? Like we'd be good, bro. I'd be so straight, but it's just not consistent enough. Um, it's just not consistent enough. Um, that's the key, bro. That can unlock so much. Again, I'm gonna try to do it through social media. That's what we're gonna try to do. Is just posting on social media in general. Create a separate Instagram, TikTok, whatever for Levate, and then um, just posting content daily. You know, posting content daily, like 2-3 different pieces of content every day, and I feel like that's gonna be cheaper than running ads. I feel like it's gonna be a lot cheaper than running ads, and we should get some lead. We should get leads, bro. Like straight up, straight up. In fact, I just thought about something. This another thing I'm gonna do to bring the point home even further, bro. I feel like I come up with great ideas. God gives me these great ideas. I just need them to I need one of them to finally work. You know what I'm saying? So, follow me, bro. Anytime, all right, follow this. Follow me. Anytime. Think about I love wings. I'm from Atlanta, so I love wings. And this I think this is a good example, right? My favorite wing spot, and those from Atlanta, from the A, y'all know, is American Deli, right? Give me a 10-piece, half lemon pepper wet, half barbecue, crispy, right? Combo, peach lemonade to drink, light ice. That's my go-to order at American Deli. Been ordering that for who knows how many years now, right? And American Deli is a staple of Atlanta. Everybody, if you're from Atlanta, you know about American Deli, right? You know about American Deli, and chances are that's where you go for your wings. Okay. There is a last time I was in Atlanta, there is a some spot called A1 Wings that is near my hometown. They just opened up some new spot. They motherfuckers, they still got the now open sign on, by the name of their spot, right? So they're brand new wing spot. They just opened. Um, American Deli. Last time I was in the A, American Deli was closed, right? For like remodeling, whatever. The one that was closest, to where I used to stay. So it was closed, okay. And I saw the A1 wing spot. I'm like, okay, I want wings. I want them now. Let me see what this A1 wings talking about. Let me see what it's hitting on, right? But I was so reluctant to do it. I didn't want to try it, right? And so I was like, let me see what it's hitting on. And I'm like, nah, I ain't even gonna do that. We ain't even doing that. I'm gonna go to a different. We got American Delis everywhere in Atlanta. I was like, I'm gonna go to a different American Deli because I know what I like. I know what I like to order. What I want. Like, you get me. So I go to another American Deli and order my 10-piece. I say all that to say business is a lot like that from a consumer's perspective. If I see that Levate, right? That's the name of my web design agency, right? If I see that Levate has, you know, 20,000 followers on Instagram, and they're posting content 2-3 times a day, right? They have examples of the websites they built, yada yada yada. Um, and then I see another web design agency. I see their Instagram, and they only got 500 followers. They post once a month, right? A site that they built, whatever. From a consumer's perspective, which agency do you think I'm gonna reach out to get my site built? Right? I think most of y'all would agree. The former, right? The one with 20,000 followers, yada yada, posting 2-3 times a day. So follow me. What I'm gonna do? One of the things I'm gonna do at least is I am going to, well, if I can, I don't know how much it's gonna cost me. Don't know how much it'll cost me. I can try. Anyway, I'm going to buy a Instagram profile. I'm sure people still sell Instagram profiles. I'm gonna buy an Instagram profile. I know you can find them on Flipper, right? That has, I'm just gonna say north of five, more north of 10,000 followers or something like that, right? They don't have to have a ton, but they need to have plenty, right? And we're gonna start building, and we're gonna start posting content on it. And what's gonna happen is we're gonna look more legitimate. We're gonna like we've been around for a long time. We're gonna look more professional, right? We're gonna look just really legit, bro. As opposed to me taking a year or 2 years to build an Instagram following on Levate, for Levate, my web agency. So again, so basically, I say all of that to say I'm going to position Levate and make it seem like Levate has been around for a long time, and that we are your number one source for building a website, right? We have to stand out from the competition, right? I'm not the only one doing the shit that I'm doing, right? Basically, website arbitrage, right? Getting someone overseas to build a website for us on the on the low, and then reselling it, for a marked up cost. I'm not the only one doing it. I'm sure there's probably more people than I even think that's doing shit like that, right? But they don't have 20,000, 30,000 followers on Instagram. You get me, right? We have to find a way to stand out, right? And if we can stand out and look legit, we should get more leads. We should get more people reaching out to us looking to build a website, right? And I understand, trust me. If anybody I understand more, better than anyone else that there are so many different ways that people can build sites now and build them quickly. I get that. I get that. Okay. Um, but you're always going to have people that don't even want to do that. They don't have time, or they don't think they have time, I should say, to build the site themselves on Wix, or what's the other one, Squarespace, or these different AI platforms now that are letting you build a website. GoDaddy has one called Arrow or something like that. They have that service now. I think it lets you build a website really quick. All this stuff. There's some people that they don't even want to deal with that, right? My background's in tech. I don't even want to deal with that. I'd rather, if I had the money, pay somebody $1,000 still too much. I'm gonna say $2,000 to build my site for me, right? 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, depending on how much money I got, right? But you get my point. I'd rather just pay somebody to do it, right? I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to learn how to use Arrow or Squarespace to build my own site, right? People do that when they're broke, and there's nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But that's what people, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what you do when you're broke. Like you go figuring out. Like I remember, long time ago, girlfriend from a long time ago. She wanted to build a website for, um, whatever the fuck. I don't even remember. Okay, but she wanted to build a website, and um, but she didn't have any money. Right? She wasn't making no money. She was broke. So what did she do? She went on Wix and built her website. Right? Our target market is not those that are that broke that they don't have a few $1,000s to build a website. Our target market are the people that are lazy and or have just enough money. Like they have the money and or are too lazy, right? And they just want someone to build the website for them. That's our target market. So that's what we're gonna do, man. That's what we're gonna do. Something's gotta give. Eventually, one of the things I do is gonna fucking work, bro. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but eventually it's gonna happen. Right? We have good ideas. We execute on those ideas. Eventually, the things that Miles Hanna is trying to do is going to click. It's going to work. Okay? Simple as that. And I just hope that sooner rather than later that happens. Okay. Yeah, man. Having an agency that looks legitimate. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that will go a long way in helping us get more leads on a regular basis. That's all this business needs. Right? If we were getting, bro, I don't know. I'm gonna say, well, I mean, we probably, just assume that we only gonna be able to close a certain amount of. If we were getting 10 leads a month, I mean, I'm talking 10 people reaching out to us, which in the grand scheme of things, bro, if our sales pipeline is cooking, if we're doing what the fuck we need to do, why can't we get 10 leads a month? Somebody reaching out to us on Instagram or on our website or whatever. Why can't we have that? Why can't we have that? Why can't we have 10, I'm gonna say 10 to 20 leads a month? And the reason I say 10 to 20 because if we got 10, we should realistically be able to close at least bare minimum 2 of those, 20%, 2 out of those 10. Right? And 2 leads, two closing 2 deals a month, right? Building 2 websites a month, we straight. We straight. We good. Like that's, there's your full-time income. Right? And obviously, 20, we need what's that 4, right? So 4, 2 to 4 websites a month, there's your full-time income. Easy. Again, we ain't gonna be charging everybody $1,300 building a website. It's gonna be more like 2-3,000, like 3,000, like 3 times that or something. At like worst case scenario. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, and we would start. I mean, I guess we would start lower at, for the time being or something. I don't know, maybe two, 2,500 something. But anyway, I'm getting a little off track. But I think y'all understand that my point is, the more legitimate that my agency is, or the more legitimate it appears, right? The more leads we should get, right? Period. Am I sharing my screen with y'all? I'm not right now. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, so I keep getting like a little distracted. I just went on my little rant, and I lost track of what else I said I needed to be. But we back on it now. So I said I was gonna follow up with some people or follow up with some people on LinkedIn. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Uh, Let me share my screen with y'all. All right, so we got. So this is a prospect. He is head of strategic trading ecosystem, especially to focus on helping traders make smarter decisions. Curious, has eToro thought about using AI to improve trader performance or engagements? Right? He goes, yes. We launched AI product called Tori, available for our users. Okay. I think what's some or whatever they need, uh, Mm, okay, so watch this. So discover brings data insights and simple interactive chats. Okay. Um, so the new investment opportunities, every person you answer is clear. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. So watch this. We're gonna ask ChatGPT. So watch what we do. Let's see. Why am I not logged into? What should be not logged into? Okay, the wrong one. That's which one. Alright, so log out of this one. Log into this one. Okay. Now, the login I need to be. So let's see. ChatGPT login. Alright. Now, I'm gonna say. So follow me. Watch this. Um. Yep. On what it is and how it works. Okay. Um, and I'm gonna say, okay, so just tell me what eToro is. Okay. What is Tori, not eToro? Um, based, now I'm gonna say based on this information, based on, right, so now just explain to me what Tori is, right? So based on this information you provided on Tori by eToro, why would Tori want to partner with Trending Neurons? Mm. Private retailers. All right, so this is the reasons why ChatGPT thinks Tori by eToro would want to partner with Training Neurons, right? So to enhance its predictive and analytical intelligence, so Tori currently provides conversational insights, right? The Training Neurons on the other hand delivers predictive accuracy, right? A partnership would let Tori go from descriptive to prescriptive, right? What's likely to happen next? Dramatically improving user value and engagement. Two, to strengthen eToro's competitive edge, so eToro competes with Robinhood, Webull, etc. By integrating Trend Neurons' prediction engine, eToro could position Tori as the most advanced retail trading assistant globally, right? Capable of not just chatting but forecasting. This could drive user acquisition, retention, and higher trading volume, which directly increases eToro's revenue via spreads and fees. Three, to expand beyond retail into wealth management. eToro historically focuses on retail investors, but Trend Neurons' B2B capabilities, serving wealth advisors, etc., could open a new channel. Partner with Trend Neurons gives eToro access to a hybrid retail institutional ecosystem where wealth advisors use eToro's infrastructure powered by Tori and Trend Neurons for client portfolios. Okay, this expands eToro's total addressable market and brand credibility. And then four, to leverage white label and co-branded AI integrations. Okay, so Trend Neurons already supports white label and co-branded deployment models. Tori could integrate Trend Neurons AI engine under the hood, white label, or feature as a co-branded AI upgrade. Use eToro functionality fast, without needing to build deep predictive AI from scratch. And five, create new monetization. To create new monetization streams, so a Tori times Trend Neurons integration could enable premium AI tiers for eToro users, subscription-based, institutional data partnerships for wealth managers using eToro, and then performance analytics licenses for advisory firms. Trend Neurons brings the data and accuracy. So eToro brings the user base and trading infrastructure together, both earning recurring revenue from upsells and institutional licensing. And then 6, to accelerate AI credibility and market adoption. Trend Neurons has a defensible IP narrative. eToro gains instant credibility in AI trading farms race, accelerating user trust and investor confidence in its technology and leadership. This positions eToro not just as a social platform, but as an AI-driven financial ecosystem. In summary, Tori would want to partner with Trend Neurons to supercharge its intelligence, differentiate from competitors, open institutional channels, and unlock new revenue streams, all while accelerating eToro's position as the global leader in AI-driven investing. Okay. Now, I want you to use this information to respond to my guy here, Lane Quinn, a LinkedIn message to Lane Quinn, who is head of partnerships at eToro. Let me provide the conversation so far. I'm gonna say attached. Is the conversation so far. Respond with a message that communicates the value proposition of trending neurons to Toro, and why they may want to partner with them. All right. All right. Now I want you to use this information to respond to a LinkedIn message to Lane Quinn, who is the head of partnerships at eToro. Attached is the conversation so far. Respond to Lane with a message that communicates the value proposition of training neurons to eToro. That uses the info above to communicate. Why and TA should seek a meeting. All right, let's see what ChatGPT can get done for me. Okay. I'm gonna say remove the second line starting with I'm the founder. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna say something like, oops, make sure the message communicates clearly how we can help them make more money via a new monetization. No, so rephrase this. So the third line should replace the third bullet above. just write this in message format. Mm, let me say 1. Let me say 3. What is that? Oops. That's this. Hold on. Let's see. I'm taking too long to write this, but let's see. Yes. Context for ChatGPT. Reformat this. Information in this doc as a message to send to non Alright, doesn't matter what this is called. And then I'm gonna say, now I want this as a PDF. You can just be a Word doc. I think this message works. Mm. Platform. Y'all see what I'm typing, y'all. That's why I'm not talking too much, but y'all can see what I'm typing out. Right. Um. hmm. I know I'm taking forever to send this message, bro, but I'm trying to figure out what sticks. You know what I mean? I really am. Does the CTA directly impact eToro's revenue? in other words, would an increase in engagement and trading volume increase if they say yes, now I'm going to send this message. Ooh, we sent it. Let's see what he says back. Scott is at, where is he at? Tasting? I can't remember. Lost dog. Send a message to Scott here too. Tasty chat. Yeah. Okay, go and just look at that. Alright, so So now we're gonna do Tasty Trade, and I'm gonna reach out to their CEO and founder. Let's take let's set this like that. Draft and message to pose as a question to Scott. Make sure that my response, make sure that whatever question or I ask him is something that training neurons has a solution for. Alright. Like we want to draft some type of LinkedIn message that has something to do with AI. I don't know. Doesn't matter. And then make sure that whatever question I ask him is something that Training Neurons has a solution for. You want some video thought provoking relevant question that is something that's all right. Maybe something like this. Or actually, mm, I think this is a pretty good question. Is Stacey Trey thinking about using? Okay, great to connect. All right, cool. I'll be right back. I got to pee. Stop sharing my screen for a second. Right back. Took a shower earlier, but need to hit some underneath the arms real quick. Make sure we good. Oops. Make sure I'm straight. All right, so I mean, we reached out to a couple of execs, man. CEO of Tasty Trade and the head of strategic partnerships. So we reached out to the CEO of Tasty Trade and the head of strategic partnerships at eToro, as you just saw. So, we're gonna see if we can get one of them to respond to us again, and just kind of take things from there. Mm, and I gotta pick this girl up in a little bit, in like 30 minutes. The time is flying today. Oh. Maybe I stopped charging up my Mac. So luckily, the what I have to do now in terms of applying for jobs and stuff, that's always something that I can do in the evening time, bro. So like, if I'm just keeping it a bean, um, yeah. So anyway, let me Let me try this thing back up, man. Um, so if I just do that now, I don't really have time right now. I gotta go pick her up. So, or else I would start doing the just doing the updating LinkedIn profile and applying for jobs and stuff. I'll just do that a little bit later. But training neurons, I've said this so many times on here, man. Like the thing, the key with training neurons is we have to start generating revenue. As soon as we start generating revenue, the conversation with um, the conversation with any VC would be completely different, right? Having a conversation with a VC when you pre-revenue versus post-revenue, right? Those are two completely different conversations, right? They ain't hearing you. If you pre-revenue, they ain't really hearing that. If you making money, now we can talk, right? So, um, I've been telling, Victor that, you know, I feel like we got to follow him unless we reiterated the same thing that I've been saying. I said, Victor, just we need to worry about instant on generating revenue. But, you know, I don't know. Um, I'm just thinking, man, because it's like I don't know. For training neurons or AI startup. So looking to hear back from them. Um, and then um, I am gonna apply for some jobs later. Do that a little bit later. But right now, last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow up with a prospect. His name is David Powell. Let me try to remember where he like what. I know he's a wealth manager, but I had a reminder to follow up with him. I actually was supposed to follow up with him yesterday, so I didn't. So I don't need to put that off for another day. I'm gonna go ahead and follow up with him now. But I want to look to see if I have any notes about what he said last time I talked to him, like how the conversation went or whatever, because I don't really remember. I mean, he must have told me to follow up with him, but I just want to see if I have any notes in my spreadsheet about what him and I discussed, if anything, for that matter. But I'm lagging, so I don't know if I'm be able to. My, why? Bro, I'm tired of this old ass Mac, man. I need a new Mac, man. I had a much older one though. And when I buy a new Mac, I like to buy a new one. I don't like buying a refurbished one. It's like, it's like if I'm gonna buy a Mac, like it might as well be a new one. I don't care that the refurbished ones are a lot cheaper or whatever. Yeah, but if I keep lagging like this, I can't. I'm not calling it right now. This is crazy. Yeah, I'm opening up a spreadsheet where I have this guy's contact information. Bro, I just want a damn spreadsheet. I don't have this shit, bro. It's going ridiculously slow. I'm not gonna be gone. I'm ready to go ahead and pick up when she asked me to. I'm not tripping about that. I'm not tripping like that. It's just like at this point, I'm be hella late picking shit up already. You know, like we wait. Like that, I still haven't even loaded the spreadsheet yet. All right, y'all. That's gonna just be it for today. I will follow up with this prospect tomorrow. Um, Basically, the only two things I have to do tomorrow